Rich Gannon is low-key one of my favorite random NFL players in history, where he came in with the Minnesota Vikings, splitting some reps with Wade Wilson coming out of Delaware. He was Joe Flacco before Joe Flacco, bounced around. He was a journeyman, and then he ends up with John Gruden and the Raiders, and then after Chucky leaves, bounces, goes to the Buccaneers, Rich Gannon becomes NFL MVP, and then gets shellacked by Gruden and the Bucs in the 2002 Super Bowl. Is what it is. But Rich Gannon has become a really prolific analyst as well as announcer, and he has a prediction about one Kirk Jerome Ezekiel Homelander Cousins, where he predicts that Kirk Cousins can throw for 5K in 2022. By the way, the 33rd team, which employs former Vikings GM Rick Spielman, former Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer, whatever. Basically, any former player, executive, coach is working for them. Respect. And I am a fan of the UI UX of a very clean, very simplistic look. But I don't know, man. This looks like Windows 95. I know that it's not. I know that this website probably cost $1 bajillion, but I don't know. I don't know, man. But this is what Rich Gannon said about Kirk Cousins. I'm excited for the Vikings. Me too. Blah, 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 blah. Something Kirk Cousins. Keep in mind, O'Connell was in Los Angeles last year when the Rams acquired Matthew Stafford. Look at the success Stafford had in his first season, winning a Super Bowl with the Rams. In talking to O'Connell, he said Matthew took ownership of the offense. I think we're going to see that with Cousins. A new regime. As bad as things were last year, Minnesota, Cousins threw 33 touchdowns, just 7 picks. I think he can throw for 5,000 yards in his new offense. I think O'Connell is going to take the training wheels off. Remember with Mike Zimmer, who was a defensive-minded head coach and a guy who wanted to establish the run game, he wanted to limit the exposure of Cousins, and that's not going to be the case with O'Connell. I think that it's going to be freewheeling. It's going to be very aggressive. It's going to be an up-tempo style of offense, which is something I think Cousins will really thrive in. Cousins supporting cast. When you look at the supporting cast, Adam Thielen, even on a down year, is good for 9 or 10 touchdowns. You look at Justin friggin' Jefferson. All he's done in the first 2 seasons is shatter records in Minnesota, as well as the league, by the way. Come on, Rich. Dalvin Cook is a really good running back. Hashtag analysis. However, the Vikings need to stay healthy at the tight end position, blah, blah, blah. Solidify their interior offensive line. Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Defense, blah, 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 blah. And Kirk Cousins, he hasn't thrown for 5,000 yards in his career, although he's come close. He had 49-17 in 2016 in Washington. 2017, you remember, Kevin O'Connell came aboard. Washington was their quarterbacks coach 2017, the season where Kirk Cousins got paid, even though, looking back, 2017 was not Kirk Cousins' best statistical year. He only threw for 4,093 yards and 27 touchdowns, a career high, tying career high 13 picks, a high that he reset or retied again in 2020, mainly because he was garbage the first 6 weeks of the season before the bye, whatever. But I do think that Kirk Cousins, who's perennially been a 4K passer, I think with the 17th game, I think that with Kevin O'Connell and the opened up offense and the moving away from the run, pass, punt, I think he certainly can. And Rich Gannon is right. Kirk Cousins may have one of the best supporting casts in terms of skill position players in the league. Justin friggin' Jefferson is wide receiver 1-1, in my opinion, in the National Football League, or at least he will be considered that by the end of the season when he operates in the new offense. You got Adam Thielen, who's a red zone dynamo, as well as he's still a top 12, top 15-ish wide receiver, if not even higher than that. KJ, I think, has the ability to have a 1,000-yard season. I think the Vikings truly go 3 deep at wide receiver. And then, of course, you got Dalvin Cook, who's one of the best running backs in the National Football League, knocking on all the wood. He stays healthy, plays a full 17-game slate. Not only is he phenomenal on the ground, but let's not forget the talk and the specter of Dalvin working as more of a receiver, as a true receiver, not just dump offs out of the backfield. We haven't seen that in the preseason because, of course, vanilla offense. Want to keep the top secrets under wrap, especially for week 1 of the Greasy Grimy Green Bay Packers. And yeah, Rich Gannon alluded to the health of Versman Jr. If that thumb stays intact, he should be good to go. And if they get the offensive line together, whether it's Ed Ingram starting, whether it's Garrett Bradbury, whether it's Chris Reed or Austin Schlutman, it's the Dutch pronunciation, don't care. If they can get just an average just an average offensive line. This it will take a quantum leap in this offense, both with Kirk Cousins as well as Kevin O'Connell, his new scheme, being more aggressive and just really opening things up. I believe it. I actually do agree with Rich Gannon here that Kirk Cousins not only can throw for 5,000 yards, I think the Vikings will have double-digit wins. I think they'll win the division. I think Kirk Ezekiel Cousins could and should be in the MVP conversation, and who knows? Hashtag Gold Glendale. Could we get a revenge game for Patrick Peterson and Jordan Hicks? Back in Arizona, man. It'd be a good time. So I do think that Kirk Cousins is going to open up a can of whoop ass. And I do agree with Rich Gannon. The Pride of Mountain, Minnesota, just getting after, man. That's right. But your thoughts are thoughts. Rich Gannon believes that Kirk Cousins can throw for 5,000 yards in 2022. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and his thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.